You are probably thinking that the internet is flooded with videos and information of life lessons, advice for learning to know yourself, or introspecting training. However, this YouTube channel focused on the benefits of self-knowledge offers a different angle, that of inspiration. It is my firm belief that the best way to illustrate the spirit, the goal, and the interest of this channel is to start right away by telling you a true story, a remarkable experience related to the field of dreams, one of the many tools of introspection. When I was almost 50 years old, one night, I had a founding dream. By founding, I mean that the message it conveys is so inspiring that it forces you to change the direction of your existence. My dream, which consists of 3 parts, begins like this. I am standing in the middle of a large expanse, a large plain which is in reality a huge construction site. I look around me and I see construction site huts as far as the eyes can see, as well as numerous tools lying on the ground. I bent down to pick one up and saw that it is completely twisted and therefore unusable. I grabbed a second one and it was also deformed. I then grabbed a third one and examined it and saw that it was also unusable. I then discovered, looking around me, that all the tools littering the ground had defects and that none of them would be useful to me. In the second part of my dream, I saw a beautiful highway. It was brand new. The asphalt was perfect, beautifully smooth. There were no cars. I wanted to take this perfect, clear and fast path. But as soon as I took my first step, I found myself waist deep in asphalt, as if it were some kind of molasses. I tried to move forward, but it was very difficult, as if I was stuck in the bitumen. I realized that this desirable path will not be mine. In the last part of the dream, I saw a canal about 10 meters wide, with a peaceful flow of water. I see a small path running alongside the canal, but the path is not clear, with bushes and shrubs obstructing it in places. I observe in the distance 3 or 4 walkers who pace the path while moving away. However, I perceived in the dream that this path will lead me to the same destination as that of the highway. But I also understood that the path I must follow will not be a quick and easy one, but long, difficult, and winding. When I woke up, I was doubtful, because although I'd understood the last 2 parts of the dream, I was unable to interpret the meaning of the building site and the deformed tools that I couldn't use. The next day, while chatting with an acquaintance, I told him about my dream and shared with him my inability to interpret the dream in its entirety. He then simply gives me the answer. Don't look for a tool for your work in progress. You are the tool. Learning to know yourself is a huge project which requires a lot of work and reflection, but the only essential tool is always yourself. Being the tool of your own accomplishment is something very concrete, so you are the hammer that will deconstruct your limiting beliefs and your obsolete certainties, the lever that will remove the obstacles that mark your existence, the shovel that will dig up all buried memories to better understand your present. You are the saw that will cut your dependence on a bad habit or addiction. And finally, the trowel that will allow you to shape a better future. This project will not consist of producing a better version of yourself. I leave that to personal development enthusiasts, but rather an enlightened version of yourself. Working on this project allows us to strip ourselves out of what we are not, to get closer to the most authentic part of ourselves, which will then allow something greater than ourselves to be expressed. Who is blind to himself is blind to the world. This is also what this dream showed me. From that day on, it was no longer a question of finding a universal truth that could provide the answers to all existential questions, but rather of seeking my own truth within myself through real introspection. Since I was 30, I have always given interest and value to my inner experiences, but I began to measure from this dream how much the famous ancient quote, "Know yourself and you will know the universe and the gods," was a reality that had to be worked on daily. This practice opened up a world of knowledge and understanding to me, the richness and the depth of which I could not have suspected. But the most important thing for me was not to fall into the trap of knowledge for knowledge's sake. The proverb says that you can only measure the value of a tree by its fruits. So, in all these videos, I am only going to share with you the experiences that have borne very concrete fruits. Those that have led to reconciliation, forgiveness, better human relations, more respect, and above all, love. Of course, these inner adventures and insights are not absolute truth. Indeed, I am convinced that each person must find his or her own truth, and that each path is unique. It seems to me, however, that everyone can sometimes recognize themselves in the testimonies I am going to share on this channel, and draw from them what they wish, what they need to find, perhaps a wonderful source of inspiration.